different permits and bureaucratic red tape to get this done. The state gave me my license, no problem. I filled out the application. I met the requirements for social equity. It was a pretty simple process. Boom, they handed me my license 45 days after I submitted the application. Adams County, on the other hand, guys, we started this process literally in April of last year. They didn't hand me my county license until February of this year. That's how long it took. And so going through all the different permits to get all the different ventilation stuff done. So, again, when people are in here smoking, it doesn't kill them. It was just a crazy process.
I was about to say, I noticed, like, are these kind of exhausts just kind of...
So we have the 6 exhaust fans that you see. Then, and actually it comes in next month. So we had Boeing come out here and outfit this building for the same ventilation that they put in all their planes. And so every 30 seconds, it brings out the clean air from outside, shoots the dirty air up into the air, and just recycles it. And so what they tell me is if I were to sneeze, by the time my snot hit the ground, that air would already be cleaned. So we'll see how it goes. But it costs... Yep. No. And... No, and that's it's funny you bring that up, Kip, because I was like, bullshit. There's no way that's how it works. Then they brought in all of these engineers to speak a language that I didn't understand to prove to me that is how it works. And then they gave all these little demonstrations with, their ship built to scale. But yeah, it is crazy how it works. Yeah.
So with the hospitality license, are there like definitely like these big like air requirements and stuff and all that jazz? Is it?
So it is different in how they do it, and so every municipality is different. The state says, all right, here's all of the things that we do that you have to abide by. Again, the Colorado Clean Air Act. All of that kind of stuff. Then it's whatever the local municipality says that we have to do. So, for instance, in order to be able to do open flames and that kind of stuff, we had to make sure that the fire department came in and that our building met fire code. Pretty simple process. Yeah. But over in Denver, it is a little bit different. They're not any more restrictive. They just have a longer policy and procedure that they go through to make everything happen. And so, no, it's just every, like I said, all 64 counties in Colorado, they're all different. They all have their own rules and regulations on how they want to do stuff. Now, for what we're doing here, Denver and Adams County opted in, and then a couple mountain towns opted in, and they have their own regulations, which are way different than what we're doing here. One of the mountain towns is like just as long as you're indoors, it doesn't matter. And then if you're going to be outdoors, you have to be, I think their regulation was 100 feet from a residence, not another building, just a residence. So whatever is zoned as residential, you have to be 100 feet away from that to smoke outdoors. And that was their only requirements. So everybody's different.
That gives you a little bit of hope because you're asking when we do these dinner series and things of that nature. You want to see more cannabis-friendly spots. And what you've created here, after obviously all the red tape and bureaucracy, is you've created a fun little spot where it feels exactly like a casual bar or lounge where you come in, it doesn't just smell like smoked air, it doesn't look fun.
Yeah.
TVs on the walls, and there's 2 different bars as if there was wells. You've kind of created this great little concept that's something while you're at the first, you mentioned you don't get the last.
And
Foundation for everyone to build on.
And like, dude has the hurricane volcano that he's been hitting this whole time. And over here where we're at, we can't even see the smoke. And so, no, we worked very hard to make this a comfortable space for everybody. And here's the deal. For all of you people who are at work and don't want to go back smelling like weed, we have you covered. That's the whole point. For every parent who doesn't want to smell like weed when they go home to their kids. Again, that's why we tried to go above and beyond to make sure that you're not dying of smoke. You're not smelling like weed. It's because, again, we want everyone to be comfortable. I'm 45, so I wanted a space where I could come in. My dad is dead. He's Jad, who we named this after. But we wanted to create a space that I could come in here with my father-in-law, who is 76 years old, my wife, and yeah, we'd have a whole different age range of people and be comfortable. Again, that's why we have the video games, the soft, cushiony chairs. We tried to make it an inviting space.
Yeah, it's not like you come in and it's intimidating, like this Bob Marley's all Rastafarian vibes, like where it smells like incense. It's not that. And you have the full food menu as well. And I like how it's choicely credited with, food that, steroids and munchies, things that we definitely would appreciate. And then behind the bar, you have some very solid brands as well. I want to give a shout out to a couple of them, because we just mentioned the incredible line. They're here.
Yes.
Which everybody knows that we love them over there. They have Bensky, whatever those guys,
I call them Bensk.
And then Mountain Select, former guest on the pod, fantastic bar cousin. So you'll have something for everyone. And it's what you mentioned, all these people that maybe have kids. That doesn't really relate to us. But what does relate is to bring family into town.
Yes.
And they want to go to the dispensary. They want to go buy it, but they can't go back to their hotel room. If your kid's living in a condo or a fucking apartment, they're not staying with you. So you want to be able to take,
Yep.
somewhere and do this. So now you can come buy your weed, sit down, order a snack, and chill. That's the problem that's been going there. It's a great premise. I enjoy it thoroughly.
No, and that's...
It took so long for Denver to have one.
Oh, my God.
13 in Vegas. And, even New York started opening restaurants that are allowing restaurants to serve with weed. We're like, remeasure twice and cut once. But Jesus Christ,
because people are afraid. We have got to stop acting like marijuana is this bad thing. It is not. Marijuana is way better than alcohol. Again, former parole officer, former social worker. I would much rather our community be smoking weed than drinking beer or whiskey. Again, dealing with violent sex offenders. Never once did I have someone come to me and say, you know what, P.O. Davis, I smoked way too much weed and did something I shouldn't have done. Never once did those words ever get uttered in my office. Oftentimes, dude, I drank way too much. It was the alcohol that made me do it. All right, cool. Well, then you can't drink alcohol. Dude, I got way too high on cocaine and I couldn't control myself. All right, cool. Then we can't do hard drugs. But no one ever came to me and said, you know what, it was the weed that made me do it. No, because weed is not bad. Weed is actually good. The medicinal purposes are insane. And then, if we're just being honest, it's fun. And so, no.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to sugarcoat it.
Weed is good. Weed is fun. And so, no, we got to stop acting like weed is some bad thing. All right, I get it. Back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, we spent a ton of money telling people that, hey, smoke weed and you'll have sex with the devil. Well, guess what? I know a bunch of weed smokers. None of them have had sex with the devil. So weed is good, propaganda is bad, and we just need to get off of that bullshit and understand that, no, this is okay. Again, all the people that leave here...
It's a very widely popular, like across the country, we're looking at near 60-70%. And I think the Biden administration is just waiting until he can barely get himself out to legalize it. But he's also telling everyone, we're waiting on these legislatures to kind of get their hands in the pie before they legalize it. We're like, I got to align myself properly. That's what it seems. It seems like it's all legislators just stalling and dragging their feet across the country. We come from the South where, I'm going to get off this so much, but Mississippi just got their Medicaid, and the governor did everything in his way to stall that bill.
To prevent it, yes.
The people's will. I think they had 67% of the vote, and fucking tater tot over down his own goddamn way. But so I feel like that's one of our biggest, the stigma of this old guard that we see it in every industry, but the old guard of legislators are the issue now. Because we have a president who's not even backing his own party that willing to legalize it. Fired his own staff because they smoked their own.
Which is insane to me. Here's the thing.
The other president, while I wasn't a fan of him, was just blowing good enough fuckers out.
For real.
Even he did. He wasn't any better, I'm just saying.
No, we're not. And here's the thing. So many people come to me with this bullshit. Well, Josh, marijuana is the gateway drug, and once we legalize marijuana on a federal level, it's just the beginning of the end. And it's like, all right, cool. Let's stop and think about that asinine statement for a second. What's the first drug any of us ever did? So I'm sitting here, I've got my Dr. Pepper in my hand. So caffeine was the first drug that I did. Then the second drug that I did was tobacco. Yeah, damn right I have Dr. Pepper here. I have 12 drinks on tap, all right? Not including the infused sodas. But no, caffeine was the first drug, then tobacco. All right, and I chewed tobacco, smoked cigarettes long before I ever tried weed. No, all of these other things that my parents did was let me know that, all right, cool, I can go the next step. Then I tried alcohol. Long before I tried weed. You know why? Because my frickin' parents gave it to me. Here's a beer, here's a glass of wine, whatever. Have a sip. All of that dumb shit that parents do. Okay? We do all of this stuff long before anybody ever gets to marijuana. No one ever goes straight from nothing to marijuana. There is a progression. All right? We are, again, trying tobacco, caffeine, I don't know, Big Pharma just named the pill that we're prescribing to kids. No, we are giving kids drugs way harsher. Fuck yeah, I would have.
They just tasted good.
Dude, the purple ones, great.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. And so, no, we're screwing kids up long before they ever get to marijuana. Marijuana is not gateway to anything except bringing you back to reality of like, holy shit, what is going on in this world? And so, no, marijuana is good. The rest of this man-made bullshit is bad. Alcohol, made by man, bad. Big Pharma, all of those drugs, made by man, bad. Marijuana, made by Mother Earth, good. Now, what we as man have done has made it better. We have enhanced it. We have taken our swag and turned it into kind. But again, the synthetic marijuana spice that we make, that's bad. Again, man-made stuff is bad. Natural stuff, good.
There's a trend there, yeah. But at the same time, like vaccines, I like to think, that's all Budweiser.
But are those drugs? Are vaccines drugs? Like, do they alter your perception? All right, so, man,
There's some man-made things that are cool. Like, air conditioning.
Yes, no, what I am saying is we are real good at poisoning ourselves. Marijuana is not poison. Marijuana is good. Again, I would much rather, all right, I'll throw it out there. Man, so I'm a dabber now. I was a weed smoker and still am a weed smoker. Love smoking weed. That's what I grew up on. But once these young kids turned me on to doing dabs, I'm like, holy shit, all right. No, the first time I ever did a dab, I'm looking at this kid who's doing it for me, and he's flaming this glass pipe, and he drops this little white thing in there. I'm like, dude, I don't do that. Yeah. And that's a whole different,
Crack?
Yes, that's a whole different set of drugs that I ain't down with. I'm like, dude, you're freebasing crack. And he's like, no, bro, I bought this from inside. This is fucking. He gives it to me, and I'm looking at it. All right, it's wax, blah, blah, blah. But no, the first time I took a true dab, I was like, all right, this is the shit. Let's do more of this. But no, I love smoking weed. I love infusing all of my stuff. And so, yeah.
Let's say it is someone maybe is a novice. What if it's, there's a lot of tourists that come in?
First timers, come on down.
Will you show? I think we don't recommend just jumping into the dab pool. Or at least I don't recommend it. But there's ways to do it. Will your staff help in that regard?
Oh, heck yeah. So, all right, for all of the first timers that don't know anything about anything.
It's just so intimidating because all the
Nope.
kids go to dispensaries and they're like, oh, here's
Dude.
that Kush and an OG Smack Natty brand, like
Yep.
Butterfield 92. And you're like,
Dude. All right, here's the thing. Like, with weed, someone can give you a sack of weed, and you can figure that out. All right, grab
Love
a piece.
Love a good sack of weed.
Okay, grab a piece, put it in a pipe. If you don't have a pipe, old school, put it in your pop can, whatever. They can figure it out. You give someone a piece of concentrate, and they're like, what the fuck do I do with this? All right, so give someone a piece of concentrate and a dab.